Hi, I'm Hans To, and for the past 20 over years, I have been helping people just like you to get hired. And in today's video, we're going to talk about strategies that you can employ to get back to employment after exiting your business. For over 20 years, I have been helping a lot of business owners who have to shut down their company and go back to employment to get a job. So this is basically what I've learned working with them so far. A lot of times when business owners move back to employment, it's because they have no choice but to close down the business. But in your case, if you are someone who have decided to have exited your very successful business, that's another case. All right, well, I'm talking about those who have no choice but to close down their business due to situations that they can't control. You know, the most recent pandemic had a lot of impact towards a lot of businessmen. And of course, we're talking about small businesses that probably hire less than 5 people, or even some which are medium sized, hiring up to 50 people. They have no choice but to close down. But being an employer, you know, you want to move yourself back to become an employee. It takes a mindset shift. All right, so what you need to do is, first thing, number one, is remove the defeat feeling, the defeated feeling in you. All right, because in the end of the day, life goes on. You need to put food on the table, and of course, this is a very long journey. Whatever happens, of course, happens a reason, but you take it as a challenge and, of course, a lesson so that you can become a better person or a better employee further down the line. So the number one thing you need to do is to make a very strong mindset change that, all right, I'm going back to employment. Whatever happens already happened. All right, what you need to do next is to improve your resume. So I'm talking about rewriting your resume, recrafting your resume. Of course, a lot of effort has to be put into your current role. You know, so when you're talking about current role, you should not include the word owner or founder as your position. It defeats the purpose. You know, there is a lot of times when clients come to me, especially with this kind of situation, I will ask them, how many times have you sent this resume out? And a lot of them will tell you they send it many times with the founder and owner as the most recent position. And as a result, they get 0 interviews. The reason is pretty simple. You know, no companies will want to hire any founder and owner to work in their company. So in this case, what you need to do is you would need to change the title. Since it's your own business, then what you need to do is you give yourself a new title. So if you feel that you want to have a CEO or director, go ahead. But bear in mind, if you were to include those positions as the most recent position, then you can only look for jobs that is relevant in those areas, senior management roles. But if you feel that you want to go one step lower, you can put yourself as a marketing manager or a commercial operation manager. So it shows that you are actually working with a company rather than working on your own. With this, you know, the resume would stand a chance against other competitors, as no companies would want to hire an owner or a founder to work with them. All right, the third thing that you need to do is to turn your LinkedIn back to employment mode. All right, most business owners, when they have LinkedIn, it's to brand the company or brand the products that they are selling. So a lot of times when you go to all these LinkedIn profiles for business owners, a lot of time is selling things. So in this case, you're not selling things anymore. So you need to go in there and then change the headline, change the about sections, and then add in experiences in terms of what you have done in that company. And of course, your education, if there is anything available or new, you must update it. And of course, there's also attachments. Sometimes when you win awards and everything, and if it's something that is beneficial, you can always add in as a multimedia or attachment to enrich the profile itself. So don't let your LinkedIn back to be in an employer mode or branding. You know, turn it back to employee, because you are looking for an opportunity to work. All right, another thing is you must start engaging your network for hidden job markets. So don't be embarrassed that, you know, your company didn't make it, or you got to close down your organization because of certain reason. Don't be embarrassed about that. What's important here is when you build trust with all these people around you, they know you. And of course, when they know you, they know the value that you can offer. So start off by asking them, is there what sort of opportunities available, or do they know some other companies that have opportunities that you can tap? And use this hidden job market to your advantage. Ask around, all right? You don't want to go out there and then fight or compete with other job seekers for those jobs already on job boards, LinkedIn, whatsoever. Because in the end, I believe when you have good networks, they would definitely help you. Yeah, in my end, if let's say, for example, I know someone who is capable of doing certain things and trustworthy and with high commitment, I can definitely hire him if hire him or her if I have the role. But if I don't have it, I would definitely recommend him or her to someone who I know that would basically can maximize the value that this person can offer. And lastly, during interviews, you must refer yourself as an employee of your own company rather than owner of your company. Alright, so there is a difference here. When you are an employee, the words that you use sounds like you're working under orders from someone. Whereas if you're owner, alright, you're like dictating and everything. So you must change the tone, because in the end, people want to hire is an employee, it's not an employer, yeah? Basically the business owner, as I mentioned earlier. So always remember this. And of course, when you talk about being an employee, treat it as a strategy that is brought down by the management for you to execute, rather than you think about the strategies and then you execute it. So it's a different thing, because in the end, your company didn't make it, and there must be a reason for that. And I don't want you to be in there to answer questions on why the company failed and whatsoever, because you must distance yourself from being an employer, or rather a business owner during interviews. Speak yourself as an employee. So if you feel that whatever I've shared have benefit to you, please remember to like, comment, share, and also subscribe to my channel.